Good morning, everyone. The Homeland Security Chief says he has no sympathy for employers who hire undocumented workers. So what happens if jobs attract illegal immigration? What happens if the corporations, the farms, go to where those immigrants really live? Our guests today are Tom Nassif, coming to us from San Diego, and from Nevada, Henderson, we've got Steve Sarconi. He is a California grower who has joined some other Americans to farm what I'm told is 46,000 acres of Mexican soil. That's from California Senator Dianne Feinstein just this summer before the U.S. Senate. Mr. Sarconi, how much of your operation have you moved to Mexico and why?
Thank you, Laurel, for having us. And we've moved about 20% of our operation to Mexico. And with the situation of immigration reform where it's at right now, we'll probably move another 20% in 2008.
How much is this costing you to move there? How much do the workers get paid in Mexico compared to what you would pay field workers here in California?
Well, we're not moving to Mexico to save labor cost. We're moving to Mexico because of our dysfunctional, broken immigration system. In fact, I know this isn't the time or place, but I could give you a litany of list of items in Mexico that are more expensive than they are in the United States. We're not there to save money. We're there just to be able to continue to produce a food-safe crop for the American consumer and our customers.
I want to get to the wage issue, Steve, but tell me about the immigration issue. Why is this driving you to move your business?
Well, we simply do not have enough legal workers in the United States to meet the demands of our workload and our customer demand. Our customers demand a food-safe, clean product every day, and they expect us to produce it, and we can't source enough legal workers in the United States, and I see no hope right now, or no will, or no courage within our government to fix this very broken and dysfunctional system.
So what percentage of your farm workers are undocumented that you would probably get nailed by the federal government for hiring?
Laurel, first of all, I think I can speak for my brother farmers. 99% of us, by our records, they are documented. But we know statistically there's probably a lot of false documentation. I have containers full of I-9s and documentation to prove that my workforce is legal, but I am afraid that under scrutiny those documents would probably prove to be false.
And you'd lose what's the percentage you'd lose?
Well, I think it's a statistical fact. I refer to the good Senator Dianne Feinstein. I think she's used a number of 75 to 80% of California's workforce is possibly working with fraudulent documents that would be illegal.
Tom Nassif in San Diego, let's go to you. I didn't want to leave you out of this. This crackdown on illegal immigration seems to open doors to farmers who can go to Mexico, pay workers for less. And it comes at the same time that free trade is finally opening up and allowing Mexican truckers to come on U.S. highways to deliver goods grown in Mexico. In many ways, this seems like it would benefit California growers.
What happens is that those growers and shippers who are required to have produce to sell to their customers 12 months, 52 weeks a year are unable to produce that because they can't guarantee a labor supply. So more and more retailers and other customers are looking to foreign countries to import their product into the United States. That's to the detriment of those in California. When those in California move to Mexico and other foreign countries, they do so for two reasons. One, the economics are getting more difficult all the time, so it's difficult to compete with foreign competition who comes in virtually duty-free. And the second is we no longer have an adequate, stable legal workforce in this country. And as Steve said, we haven't got anyone in the Congress who's been able to solve that problem for us. It's a very difficult one for us. It's one that's going to take courage for legislators, and so far we haven't found that.
Do you see many growers selling their very high-priced land in this real estate market that's been with us for the past several years, selling their farmland for developments and then moving their operations to Mexico where they get cheaper labor and then they can have it shipped up at, one trucker said, 40% cut from what it costs with union or independent truckers?
Those that can't find it economical anymore because of the short labor supply are tempted to develop their land for other purposes and to import or just cut down the amount of produce that they deliver to the stores. This means higher consumer prices. This means that the green space, the open space, which farms in this state display throughout the country will be gone.
Steve Sarconi, I'm interested in how much you do pay the workers in Mexico, and also there are added costs, are there not, training people down there, providing different kinds of safety or good working conditions or routines for workers?
Laurel, we are basically your minimum wage in Mexico, I think, is $5.50 a day. There's nobody that I know of that has a viable business in Mexico, at least in the area I'm in, that's paying minimum wage. We're paying upwards, probably closer to that $20 a day, which is about 3 times the minimum wage in Mexico. The mandatory...
How many hours a day do they work?
Basically down there it's a 7-hour workday. We have certainly good people.
So it's $3 an hour compared to what, $9 up here?
That would be one way to look at it, but also we also track our productivity per man hour, and our productivity is definitely off in Mexico compared to our USA immigrant crews.
Oh, they're not working as fast?
They're just not as productive, and there's probably a lot of reasons for that, and there probably isn't time to go into that, but there is a productivity loss that we're experiencing down in Mexico. But like I said, we're not down there because of cheaper labor. We're down there because we have a legal workforce, and that right now is what's one of the biggest crises I've ever seen in our industry, and it seems to be unsolvable because of lack of courage by our government to solve this issue.
Steve, thank you very much. We got to go to break. I want to thank both of you guys, and I know that you're going to be working with Congress to try to change things. Thank you.